So how well do you need to speak your target language for traveling? Depends, of course, a little bit what the purpose of your travel is. Like if you're just a tourist like me, basically this week, I'm here at the Azores, just exploring the island, and you know, obviously they speak Portuguese here, and been speaking Portuguese with the waiters, with the people in the hotel, and just went to the post office. Can do all these things in Portuguese, and I don't think that you need a high level for this. I think that you can do most of the things while traveling with an A2 level. And A2 is basically a level that you can reach, I think can be done in 2 or 3 months. Like if you really study almost every day for at least half an hour or a few times a week, let's say 3 times a week for an hour, that I really think it's possible to learn a language from scratch and reach this tourist level after a few months. And I think that even at an A2 level, you know, you're already able to say where you're from, why you learned that language that you are learning. You know, basically you can answer all those questions that everyone is going to ask you once they notice that you speak that language. So I think it's always a really good goal, you know, to set, like if you start to set a goal to speak a language at A2, because then, you know, once you're able to hold like real conversation with native speakers, you're gonna get that real boost, you know, that motivation that you need to study a language all the way till the B levels, basically. If you want to become super fluent and you want to move to another country and really immerse yourself into the culture, maybe go on dates with girls or boys, and maybe even find a job in the place, you know, and really have like friends in the target language, then obviously you need a higher level. And I think that you need at least like not to have local friends. I think you need at least have a B2, at least for your speaking skills, because if you're not gonna have that level, then you know people are just gonna be annoying for them, right? They need to adapt themselves all the time when they talk to you if you don't speak that language well enough, or they're gonna switch to English. So if it's just for traveling, you know, you don't want to be that typical tourist that only speaks English, then an A2 level I think is high enough, which you can reach in a few months. If you really want to move to another country or stay in a country for a few months, then then I would say at least a B2, like if you want to go on dates or if you want to have local friends. And obviously to reach a B2 level you need a little bit more time for that. Depends a little bit on the difficulty of the language that you are learning. I would say for a B2, I would say 6 months to a year, I think you can reach it. As long as it's not like a difficult language like Arabic or Russian or Chinese. I think like most of the European languages possibly feasible if obviously you practice your speaking a lot. And also once you reach the goal that you aim for, you know, treat yourself, and if you can travel to the country and use that language and see how the people react. Of course there are going to be times where they're not going to be able to understand you, or where you're going to freeze up, you don't know what to say, but you know, it's all part of the game. I think it's a huge reward when you find out that people actually can understand you, that it works what you have learned. So don't forget to treat yourself sometimes and enjoy the beach in the country where that language is spoken.